Greetings everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are here to discuss about the lesson 4 of the book 21 Lessons of the 21st Century written by Yuval Noah Harari. But before we get into lesson 4, let's have a quick recap of what we had discussed in the previous video in the lesson 3. In the previous video, we had discussed about the growth in infotechnology and biotechnology and how the merger is going to create big data algorithms which can understand and manipulate our feelings much better than we ourselves can. Today, we are here to discuss about the lesson 4, that is equality. Those who own the data own the future. With the growth in agricultural revolution, the property multiplied, and with it, the inequality multiplied as well. Hierarchy was not just enormous, but it was also ideal. It was considered that how can there be an order in the world without a clear differentiation between aristocrats and commoners, between men and women, and between parents and their children. Philosophers, writers, authors, and poets all over the world patiently explained that just as in the human body, not all members are equal. The feet must always obey the head. So therefore bringing equality in the world would bring nothing but chaos. My dear friends, the result of globalization might not have a fairy tale ending. It may result in speciation, that is, the divergence of humans into separate caste and species. In the 20th century, the barbarians were considered extremely useful for the labor that they provided. But in the 21st century, as everything is getting automated, the barbarians might become irrelevant in the coming years. Not just particular individuals, but countries as well might become irrelevant, as fortifications guarded by machinery and drones might create a new civilized world. Those who own the data own the future. Yuval Noah Harari rightfully says that unlike land and machinery, data is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. It can travel with the speed of light and you can create as many copies of it as you want. So we had a better call upon our lawyers, politicians, philosophers, and even poets to turn their attention to this conundrum. The key political question of our era is quite possibly how do you regulate the ownership of this data? This also echoes what many commentators are saying while analyzing the forward march of the big technological companies, who more often than not are spearheaded by people who lack fundamentals when it comes to the broader economic, political, social, and philosophical implication of their work. We humans need to solve complex problems by taking multidisciplinary approach. If we want to prevent the concentration of all the wealth and power in the hands of the small elite, the key is to regulate the ownership of the data. If the data becomes concentrated in too few hands, humankind will have to split into different species. If we want to prevent a small elite from monopolizing such godlike powers, and if we want to prevent humankind from splitting into different species, the key question is, who owns the data? Does the data about my DNA, my brain, my feeling belong to me, to the government, to a corporation, or to a human collective? Politicians, my dear friends, are a bit like musicians, and the instrument they play on is the emotional and biochemical system. They give a speech and there's a wave of fear in the country. And I personally don't think that we should give these people a more sophisticated instrument to play on. Once politicians can press our emotional button, generating anxiety, hatred, joy, and boredom at will, politics would become nothing but a mere emotional circus. The key question that should arise in our mind is that how do you regulate the ownership of this data? This may, my dear friends, well be the most important political question of our era. If we cannot answer this question soon, our socio-political system might collapse. People are already sensing the coming of cataclysm. Perhaps this is why citizens are losing faith in the liberal story, which just a decade ago seemed irresistible. My dear friends, with this, we come to the end of the lesson 4. If you liked the video, please don't forget to press the bell icon so that you never miss a video whenever I post a new one. And don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much. Stay safe and signing off.